Hi, welcome to A Week in Walford, the EastEnders review show presented by two people off to join Jean at her choir practice.
Actually, Monday nights aren't very good for me, sorry.
I'm David Brown.
And I'm Jonathan Hughes.
This week's headlines: Ruby's rape debate,
Ray's double life,
and sick Jagger. Okay, well, the big story of the week was obviously the Ruby Allen rape storyline, which I thought was really well done on Tuesday. I wasn't expecting great things from it because it felt to me initially that Ruby had been brought in specifically for this storyline, and I thought, oh, that's really icky. Yeah. I'd like to kind of get to know Ruby better
before plunging into this
exactly.
dark plot.
But I think they pulled it off. I thought that she was really, really good on Tuesday. Yeah. She sold it.
I was really impressed. I wasn't the biggest fan of Ruby as a character back in the day. Obviously, it was a long time ago, so a lot of people might not have even remembered her in it. But I was really impressed with Louisa Lytton's performance, and what I really liked about it is that it was a rare kind of almost experimental episode for EastEnders. Other soaps like Emmerdale and Hollyoaks, less so Corrie.
But they kind of play with the form, don't they?
They do, exactly. And single strand episodes, it wasn't like a time jump, time warp, you know, Groundhog Day, mad, crazy experiment, but just that single strand where you focus on one story and the cutting between, you know, he said, she said. It felt very different, but it also felt quite realistic.
Yeah.
So I think it really, what EastEnders perhaps has been lacking lately is plots that you really get into the nitty-gritty of, and plots that you are really character-driven, and you get to really get inside the characters' heads. And I think devoting an entire episode to it was absolutely the right thing to do.
That's why I thought the knife crime storyline failed in a little way, because it was more about the statistics and the real-life contributors, whereas what you wanted it to come from was character. It was the
characters, exactly.
And this felt like it was coming from characters, even though Ruby has been a relatively recent returnee.
Yeah, but that was the good thing about her. She, as you say, she sold it. You really engaged with her, and she really made you feel for her. So yeah, you know, a combination. Like, it was a great script. I thought.
It was good.
Really well directed and all of that. So it all kind of came together.
What I'm hoping though is that the problem with EastEnders at the moment, I feel, is that a lot of these plot lines happen in isolation, so that there's not much crossover.
Yeah, they're a bit self-contained.
They are too self-contained, and I hope that the ramifications of this spread around the square, because as I think we've said before, there's a lot of women on that square who've been the victims of sexual assault.
Absolutely.
And I think that their views should be part of the plot line.
Yeah.
And the women, the side with Stacey and with Ruby was stronger than the Martin element, I thought, as well.
I'd agree with that, because, and again, we had met Ruby, she's not been in it for a while, but these guys who turned up, Martin's schoolmates, really we were kind of struggling to get a hold of who they are as characters. Also, don't quite buy that Martin, the way Martin acted, I felt was quite out of character in terms of him quite not believing Stacey over his friends who he hadn't seen for years. But whereas I felt Stacey and Ruby's scenes and that aspect of the story was very in character. Yeah. So I think
Martin's not a lad. He's not a lad.
He's never been that, is he? I don't know where this has come from.
So I was less convinced by that. But on the whole, yeah, really good. On to another character who we've barely gotten to know.
And as it turns out, is not who he's been saying he is anyway.
No, Ray has got a secret wife and child.
Yes. And a secret name, and a secret face, and a secret lair, probably. For all
yeah, like Blofeld.
Yes.
Yeah, so Simon is the alias.
Is it?
Well, it must be, because Kieran Maguire is Ray's sister.
Did she refer to him as Ray when she was in it?
She definitely called him Ray, even though he hadn't been on screen at that time.
Okay.
So they've known him all their lives as Ray.
Yeah.
So we can assume that Simon is the alias.
Is the fake.
Yeah.
Or is it because Kira is not to be trusted? Let's just, you know, let's remember Kira. I called him Ray. Yeah. I was having his all on. Who knows? It's just basically an Irish Letitia Dean. Do you notice that?
Definitely.
Kira. Yeah. So so Simon's the fake Simon, but Simon's been married to Maddie for 4 years.
Yeah, that's right. So we're not kind of sure of the chronology of all this. You know, when he left Mel and when he got with was he with Mel when he got with Maddie?
Were they together at the same? Were they married at the same time?
I don't know.
Is he a bigamist?
Yeah.
I don't know that. And how long was he in Hunter's life? Because Mel says, he basically brought Hunter up. Hunter's 15.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel we need a bit more backstory to really understand.
I thought that Mel, when she got that kitchen knife, I thought the nether regions were going to get targeted, didn't you?
Ooh,
I was crossing my legs.
I was wincing slightly, yeah. More than just the salad was being chopped up. Yeah. I know, she had that look in her eye. She was quite terrifying.
Well, except I would have just dumped him, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would do.
She's not really been back with him for that long, has she?
No.
Fortnight? And now she's got this like long con. Oh, let's get married.
Yeah.
Just dump him and get back with Jack Branning.
I think this con's going to last longer than their actual relationship ever did.
Yeah.
What I was intrigued, though, about Mel, so last week we talked about Ray's magic power is to know everything about everyone and be the all-seeing eye.
Yeah.
So did you spot Mel's magic power was revealed to us this week? You know, she had that coffee in her hand and Maddie was like, yeah, I've been married to your husband for 4 years.
Yeah.
And Mel got the coffee and went like, she didn't go, ow, that really hurt. She cannot be harmed by heat.
Asbestos fingers.
Asbestos Owen.
Yeah, yeah. So perhaps that's going to manifest itself. Imagine if Ray bought her like a coffee maker for Christmas or something like that. What would she do?
Plunge her hand in it. Dunk me again. Yeah. Like, you know, Peter Kay style. Or she'd stick her head in some soup.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. So yeah, good on her. Heat resistant Mel.
Heat resistant Mel.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think this is not looking good for any future meal times, though.
No.
Every time she pulls a knife out the drawer.
Yeah. Or takes a nice steaming broth out of off the stove. As we enter those winter months. Yeah.
Big chunky soups.
Yeah, that's right.
Sticking her hand in.
Yeah, good old Mel. Anyway, so on to the final story of the week. The Jagger and Tiffany and Bernadette saga.
Yeah, Bob.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah, someone's been watching Stranger Things,
Bob.
haven't they? Yeah.
Bob. Yeah, that was slightly menacing. But so we got to kind of know a bit more about how Jagger operates this week. And a very interesting fact was revealed. So you know McClunkey's?
Yes.
Which is the fried chicken shop. McClunkey's, I've been paying attention, it is the official Walford criminal headquarters.
Yes, because Aidan did a lot of his dirty deals in McClunkey's, didn't he, at the beginning of the year?
Did he put a gun in a box of chicken or something and give it to Linda or some money or something like that? Yeah, and Jagger could not do his dodgy deals in the caff. They were in the caff and he said to his crew, come on, let's go and get some wings. Which at first I thought, well, what do they mean?
A nice Paul McCartney CD.
I love that Band on the Run.
Yeah, I love it, yeah.
Or maybe...
Stick Mullock in Tyre on for Christmas. Yeah.
He's such a Paul McCartney fan, I can imagine.
Yeah.
But then I realised, obviously about chicken wings, and then all the deal was done in McClunkey's.
Yeah.
So I think Skeletor had Snake Mountain.
Yes.
Blofeld had his Volcano. Yeah. Jagger's got McClunkey's fried chicken shop.
Stuart did his paedophile hunting in McClunkey's as well.
Oh,
You'd have thought that there would be like one undercover police officer there at all times, you know, because it's obviously, this crime hotbed.
They're in the chippy. They don't eat chicken.
Yeah,
they just like fish and chips.
Yeah. But are we liking the Jagger storyline? It was funny, like, it does kind of run in parallel to the Ruby storyline in a strange way, doesn't it?
It does. I think there are some parallels, and I hope that the two stories can cross, like we were saying earlier about the Ruby story could cross into other people's plots. The thing with the Tiffany Jagger story is it's a grooming storyline. Tiffany's only 15 and she's deliberately acting older to get attention from this older boy that she idolises, but obviously she's putting herself in grave danger, but she doesn't realise because she's too young and naive, and that's the message of the plot. But she's caked in makeup and she's dressing a certain way to get attention from this guy, and he is encouraging it. He is grooming her. And I think when you look at the Ruby story, where Ruby herself feels like, well, I dressed in a certain way and I acted a certain way in a nightclub and I was drunk, did I deserve what happened to me? I mean, there are some, what are they setting up with Tiffany? They're setting something up as dark as the Ruby plot. I don't know. I feel like maybe, Ruby and Tiffany should almost cross in their storylines.
In terms of women's, perceptions of themselves?
Yeah, and misconceptions in society, judgments in society about women and how they act. I mean, there's a lot of potential for the Tiffany Jagger story. I just hope it isn't just a teen off the rails, because I feel it needs to be addressed to something more serious. But while the Ruby plot's going on, I'm kind of thinking, are they all going to weave together in some clever way? Or maybe they're not, I don't know. But I mean...
There is the potential for that though, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Wow, deep, man.
I know we went deep then, sorry.
Yeah, I think we need some sustenance. Where shall we go for our nuggets and chips?
Oh, and where else could we indulge in some light crime activities?
I think we know where. We'll be back in 7 days' time with another week in Walford.